The Orlando Magic's favorite new rival gets a big matchup. The NBA Cup is announced, plus what to watch in Summer League today on Locked On Magic.
You are Locked On Magic, your daily Orlando Magic podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And you are indeed Locked On Magic. Today is July 10th, 2025. My name is Philip Rossman-Reich. I'm the senior writer over at OrlandoMagicDaily.com, credentialed member of the Orlando Magic media since the 2012 season. On today's episode of Locked On Magic, we get our first little taste of the schedule. It's not quite ready yet. We get our NBA Cup group, and the Magic's biggest new rival is front and center. We'll talk about the big matchup to look forward to in the NBA Cup. Plus, we'll get you ready for Summer League, which, of course, starts tonight. Before we do any of that, though, we want to thank you again for making Locked On Magic part of your day every day, no matter when you listen to us, whether it's first thing in the morning, whether it's right we upload. We truly appreciate you making Locked On Magic part of your day every day. We truly appreciate all of you who listen every single day. We're still going 5 days strong through the end of Summer League, at least. So definitely thank you all for making Locked On Magic part of your day every day. I'm looking forward to taking a little bit of break. I'm sure you guys are too, but we'll have plenty to get to here the rest of the offseason, the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. This episode of Locked On Magic is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. The schedule does not come out till August. We will do schedule stuff when the schedule comes out. We'll talk, we'll do our usual things. There's 82 of these things. Everybody's schedule is virtually the same. We'll talk about the trouble spots. We'll talk about the good spots. We'll talk about the national TV games. We did get a little taste of the schedule, just a little hit, as Amazon and the NBA announced the NBA Cup groups. Now, if y'all listen to this podcast or you listened in November or last year, I'm a big fan of the NBA Cup. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. I think it's worked exactly how the league has wanted it to work. I get excited about this thing. I think it has been a huge boost to the league in general. And so I am a big fan, and I'm going to pump up and support it. I traveled to Milwaukee for the quarterfinal game, had an absolute blast in Milwaukee. It was a great game. Fortunately, the Magic lost. Didn't have to go to Vegas, but I'm all for creating new competitions, and trophies are trophies. I have always believed that the NBA Cup, especially for a team in sort of the Magic's position trying to prove themselves, has always been this sort of stepping stone. It's been an introduction. It happened so early in the season, and if I could change one thing about the NBA Cup, I would shift it to December and January so we could have the final over All-Star Weekend. And honestly, my fix for All-Star Weekend is NBA Cup final. You get a whole month. Fans can plan to travel, make it a fan event, as much of a corporate event. The All-Stars aren't playing in the All-Star game anyway. All-Stars can still be there. Make it glitzy and glammy like that. That would be how I would fix it. The NBA Cup was sort of created to create some tension early in the season. You can still create that, but we'll get to that at another day. Today is about the group that the Magic are in. And Orlando was always going to be in a difficult group because Orlando was always the misplaced team. They are not the 7 seed. They should not be in pot 3. They should be in pot 2 or pot 1. Similarly, like Philadelphia should not be in pot 5. So Orlando indeed get put into the group of death. They're grouped with Boston, Detroit, Brooklyn, Philadelphia. They'll play Brooklyn and Boston at home. They'll go to Philadelphia, to Detroit. And I want to highlight one game in that because, again, I think the NBA Cup, for young teams especially, for teams trying to establish who they are in the pecking order, the NBA Cup is a statement of intent. And I think that's how most teams should look at it. It is a statement of intent. It is a statement of what we can do, what we can be, and should be treated as such. The last time we saw Paolo, Banchero, Franz Wagner, and Jalen Suggs all on the floor at the same time was one of my absolute favorite games of the season. If Jalen Suggs hadn't gotten hurt in that game, I think it would have been a momentum-building game. It would have been a season-saving game. It would have been the kind of game that pushed the Magic back into line with achieving their goals. You got to remember, January 25th, the Magic weren't out of anything. They'd stumbled a little bit. They'd fallen back to the pack, but they weren't out of the race for fourth. And when they beat the Pistons that evening, it felt like, and I remember I listened to our friend Ku Kahil of Locked On Pistons talk about that game. I know I talked about it. I talked to Ku about it. That game felt like it had this huge significance behind it. Because the Magic won the season series 2-1, and it felt a little bit like the Magic putting the Pistons, sorry to say this, in their place. Like, you're not with us. Sorry, guys. Like, nice season. You're doing great. Keep up the good work. You ain't us. That's probably a little too mean, because the Magic had to play Paolo, Banchero, Franz Wagner, and if Jalen Suggs didn't get hurt, Jalen Suggs for the entire fourth quarter to ensure they got that win. The Magic were not losing that game. And I took that game as a huge sign of maturity for Paolo and Franz to say, don't take us out. We're finishing this game. We're going to win this game. And it was a test of will as much as anything else. The Magic and Pistons have been on similar tracks for a while. Obviously, Detroit got the first pick with Cade Cunningham. He's dealt with his injuries. Detroit made this huge leap last year. And again, I don't want to take anything away from Detroit. They play hard-nosed defense. They had some great offensive weapons last year. They made that leap. They earned that leap. They earned the 6th seed. They earned all the accolades. They've earned this attention that I'm giving them. Because, well, yes, the Heat are still rivals. Well, yes, the Cavs are rivals. The Knicks are a challenge. The Celtics are a challenge. The Pacers are a challenge. If you look at the ages of these two rosters, it's going to be the Magic and the Pistons at the top of the Eastern Conference. It warms my 2000s heart to know that the Pistons are rivals again. Because, frankly, nothing makes me happier than beating the Detroit Pistons. They've caused a lot of pain for longtime Magic fans. But forgetting that, this is our rival. This is the team the Magic are going to be fighting for the next 5 years. We don't know what's going to happen to the Cavs. We don't know what's going to happen to the Knicks. We don't know what's going to happen to the Celtics. We don't know what's going to happen with the Pacers right now. In 5 years, when the Magic are the favorites to win the Eastern Conference, it's going to be the Pistons. And so that November game in Detroit with stakes on the line, that is the beginning, or that is the continuation of what has already been a feisty rivalry. So remember, Jalen Suggs walked off the court and nobody seemed to notice because Isaiah Stewart and Wendell Carter got into it and had to be separated. Remember, it was 2 years ago that Killian Hayes and Mo Wagner got into it, leading to the Magic leaving their bench and causing a bunch of suspensions. These teams are not friends already. These teams get under each other's skin. These teams do not back down from anybody, but most especially from each other. And so this is a rivalry. This is a battle. And yeah, Magic Celtics at Kia Center in November, another big game. That game might get on national TV. That is a huge game in this NBA Cup. Magic Sixers will be a big swing game. The Magic should be favored to win their group in the NBA Cup. They're obviously their third favorite to win the East. They should be favored in their NBA Cup group. And I'm quickly checking to see if that has been posted on FanDuel. It is not yet. So we will see what that turns out to be. But that Magic Pistons game, that's going to be the first shot in a long battle between these two teams. And I, for one, cannot wait for it. Just like I cannot wait to actually watch Orlando Magic basketball once again. Our long national nightmare is over. What to expect from the Orlando Magic in Summer League. We'll get to that coming up here in just a moment. But first, today's episode of Locked On Magic is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. When you actually look at your finances, actually have something organize your finances, you begin to realize how much you're spending on entertainment, how much you're spending on those streaming services, how much you're spending eating out. And knowing is half the battle. It gives you control over your spending. Doing it all in one app makes it easier than ever. And if you share finances with someone, Monarch can help you stay on the same page to achieve your financial goals. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. A lot has happened over the last week, so we have not been able to more keenly address Summer League. And we're going to do a lot of Summer League coverage. Like, I love games. We're going to talk about games. We're going to draw things out that'll be important for this team. And so before we get to tonight's game against Sacramento Kings, FanDuel has the Magic favored by 1 point. Don't bet on it. You're an idiot if you do. Before we get to the Summer League games, let's just go through some of my favorite reminders about Summer League. First off, what I watch for in Summer League, stats matter. I'll watch stats, but I care more about whether a player looks like they can contribute something. There are two things that I think are really important to remember in Summer League. My first rule of Summer League is this. If Summer League doesn't tell you whether you can play, Summer League tells you whether you can't. If a player looks so overwhelmed and completely useless, that's a problem. If they score 50 points in a game, that's a good thing. I always say this too. It's better to know someone can do something than they can't. That's not as important. Like, if Paolo did that, that'd be like, okay, that's something, because that's going to be his role. And that's the next point I want to make. Summer League, you have to take Summer League in complete context. You cannot just box score watch Summer League. You have to watch the games. Because in a lot of cases, players are not going to be playing roles that they're going to play on the main roster. So let's just take our guys that we really care about, and we'll talk about the real most important player in Summer League coming up here in a minute. Let's just talk about the rookies to start off with. Jase Richardson. I expect that he'll be able to score off the ball. I expect that he'll be able to score off attacking and off the bounce. But what I'm really interested in this Summer League is he's the team's point guard. Now, Jase Richardson has been screaming as loud as he can play point guard. Don't let my stats at Michigan State, where he averaged like 1.3, 1.4 assists per game, fool you. My role at Michigan State was not to play point guard. They didn't put the ball in my hands. And indeed, like, one of the criticisms, one of the knocks on Jase Richardson is that he's too much of a line drive driver. He's too much of a left-hand line drive driver, which I'm all for lefties. They're harder to defend. That's my advantage when I play pickup. But Jase has got to prove he can manage and operate the team. If he struggles with that, that's not so important. It's about the experiment of seeing what he can do, what he can learn, and how he can grow. And again, by all accounts at practices, he's been vocal. He's been a leader. And that's been something the Magic have been stressing to their key guys is be leaders on this team. Be vocal. Use your voice. And again, we'll talk about Tristan da Silva here in a minute. With Noah Penda, I expect him to defend really well. Like, I expect to be blown away by his defense and impressed by his defense. But I want to see if his shot has developed and continued to develop. And I think there's something there with his shot. You know, his numbers aren't good on his shot. I think there's something to grow and build on there. Everyone's talked about how Tristan da Silva is a potential ball handler and playmaker. I want to see a little bit of that. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. This is the time to experiment, make mistakes. This is a time for the Magic to figure out what they have. As Summer League coach Amir, as our Summer League coach has said, this is about kind of getting onto these main principles. This is about getting on to these like main things that the Magic talk about. Amir Bahar has said we're focused on a few key things. And like competitiveness is a big one. I want to see these guys compete. Like, I'm not going to freak out over wins and losses in Summer League. Like, yes, win a few games. They go 2-3, not the end of the world. But I want to see the main guys, especially the guys we care about on this main roster, compete. I want to see them embrace this team's defensive identity. That stuff matters. That's the big thing that's important in these games. That the Magic play that style. The Magic play the way that we're accustomed to seeing them play. They don't need to be the best defense in Summer League because, again, you're not dealing with the Magic's roster, but we need to see them be competitive. And again, like, these are really basic, easy things. The Magic drafted these guys. As long as they look like they can hold their own, I think that'll be okay. So before we get to Summer League, remember, it's not about results. Remember, it's about the context in which these games are being played. And remember, it's not about success all the time. This is a lot of experimenting, a lot of figuring things out, and we'll see what the Magic do. Now again, I do expect these guys to play well. I do expect them to do well. And look, we'll probably get Jase and Penda for a max of 3 games. It's just how the Magic go. I would say, honestly, this roster it's not a particularly strong roster. Outside of the guys we care about, and really outside the starting lineup, because it looks like it'll be, the starting lineup will obviously be Jase Richardson, Ethan Thompson at the 2, Noah Penda at the 3, Noah Penda, Tristan da Silva at forward, and then probably Skal Labissiere at center. It sounds like Skal did eventually join the Magic roster. He wasn't, he was listed on the roster and then not listed, and now listed again, and a player is signed with another team and is withdrawn from the team. That's your starting lineup, and that's a pretty good starting lineup. But other than that, like Janelle Davis, the Arkansas FAU transfer, he's interesting, but small. Like there aren't a lot of like great shooters. I was like thumbing through the roster notes, and I was just like, there's not a lot here. So bench minutes are gonna be a struggle. I honestly, like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think the Magic's two-way player is on their Summer League roster, and we could have a whole nother debate, a real nerdy debate about how the Magic use the G League, how the Magic use their Summer League roster, and I'm not going to disagree with you that they need to be better about these things. I'm just absolutely not. They need to be better about these things. But there's someone's going to emerge. Like someone has to do something. And so, like, we're going to watch Summer League. We're going to see what we can see. We're going to learn a lot about Ethan Thompson. I'm really excited about seeing Ethan Thompson play and seeing what he can do, because we didn't get to see him with the Magic after he signed his 2-way at the All-Star break, or just before the All-Star break. Hopefully we get to see him. He's really improved as a shooter. He's been a great scorer in the G League, been really key for Osceola. I'm really interested to see him play and see how he develops. And see what he can do. Because again, I think the Magic should be more proactive and more aggressive with how they use their two-way players and making sure that they can contribute to the team. But honestly, the one guy I am most interested in seeing at Summer League is the second-year player. It's Tristan da Silva. Because I think this is a big, big season for Tristan da Silva and a big opportunity. So I want to talk more specifically what to watch from Tristan da Silva coming up here in just a moment. If you look at the Orlando Magic's depth chart, if you look at what I'm predicting will be the Magic's depth chart or what roles will be, it really does feel like the Magic are going to kind of settle into a 9-man rotation. Obviously you've got your starting lineup, Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter. That's locked in stone. Those are your starters. Off the bench, Tyus Jones is going to play, Anthony Black's going to play. Jonathan Isaac's going to play. Mo Wagner and Goga Batadze will play when Mo's healthy. And then you just have that open spot at the 3. And the Magic could do a lot of things with this spot. They could play Noah Penda. He could be ready. They could play Jase Richardson and slide Anthony Black to the 3. More likely than not, they're going to start the season either with a 9-man rotation and kind of flip Desmond Bane in and out of that 3 spot, or they're going to get, and Jamal Mosley's never played a 9-man rotation. He's only done 10-man rotations during the regular season. Or they're going to play Tristan da Silva. And so, honestly, it's going to be great to see the rookies. It's going to be great to see Jase Richardson play. It's going to be great to see Noah Penda play. This game, this week, is about Tristan da Silva. Let's refresh your memory on his stats. Tristan da Silva last year played in 74 games. He started 38, averaged 7.2 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, shot 41.2% from the floor, 33.5% from 3. Obviously, season was a wild up and down. He was in the rotation because of injuries, fell out of it as the team got healthy. He was a rookie. Rookies make mistakes. He probably hit the rookie wall. In the games that he started essentially to the end of January, so like right before Franz Wagner came out. So from the time Paolo Banchero was out to the time that Franz Wagner returned, that was the bulk of Tristan da Silva's starts. That was the bulk of how he played and the best moments of his game. I'm waiting for Basketball Reference to load the stats, so I'm stalling here a little bit. Tristan da Silva had some big games. 20-point game against the Knicks, 15 against the Thunder, 18 against the Celtics, 18 against the Celtics in that big win, 18 in the loss to the Heat on the buzzer beater, 25 with 5 made threes against Toronto. There were a lot of really good Tristan da Silva moments. So it isn't so crazy that he could get playing time. It isn't so crazy that he could do something. The Magic saw something in him, the kind of versatility, the facilitation, the just always being in the right spot, the simple things that he did. The Magic very clearly liked enough of it. Now, again, he fell out of the rotation by the time the playoffs came out. He played only 5 total minutes in the playoffs, a little bit more than 5 minutes. Minute in game 1, 4 minutes in game 5. During that stretch where he started, 39 games, 34 starts. He averaged 8.6 points per game, shot 40.3% from the floor, 29.9% from 3. So there is something to like about Tristan da Silva, but there's still also some questions. And honestly, like, this was maybe the problem of drafting Jase Richardson and then signing Tyus Jones. The problem really might be that it left this spot exposed. Unless the Magic knows something we don't. Unless Tristan da Silva has been working out in that facility and they really like the way that he's developed and grown, and that 3-point shot's consistent and he's solid on defense and all the things that the Magic believed when they drafted him to begin with. Da Silva is going to get this opportunity. And so Summer League is really, really important to show us how he's grown. Now, again, we've talked and heard from coaches. We've heard from Tristan. We heard from him Monday. And he said a big thing for him, and it's been repeated by the coaches as well, a big thing for him is to be aggressive. They want him to be aggressive. So if you see Tristan da Silva do some wild drives that we would never see him do in the NBA, again, context matters, but this is what the Magic want from him. The Magic want him to push his own scoring, to push for his own stuff. They want him to take shots. So I'm not going to go crazy if he doesn't shoot particularly well, because I don't think the shots will be great shots, but they want him to be aggressive. And look, I don't think it's in Tristan's nature to be so aggressive that he's selfish, but I think the Magic want him bumping against that line. Because again, he's the veteran. He's the leader. And so the other thing the Magic have talked a lot about this summer with him, or during this week with him, is being a leader, using his voice, helping the rookies get better, which they both said, like, he's been awesome. Any question they have, he'll answer it. He'll pull them aside and talk to them about things that the Magic are trying to do. It sounds like he has been a great second-year player on the Summer League team. And look, Tristan's already a veteran guy because he played 4 years in college. It really sounds like he has embraced that role with this team. But again, like, production matters too. And so getting a better showing or getting a confident showing from Tristan da Silva is vital for the Magic and their success. It's vital for this team and its development. It's vital for what the Magic know comes next. And that is the potential that Tristan da Silva is going to play meaningful minutes, that he is ready to take the step up to be a regular rotation player once again. Not just a rookie thrown into the fire, but someone the Magic can trust and rely on in the playoffs, which he was not last year. Again, rookie, I'm not going to lose sleep over rookie not playing in the playoffs or rookie not playing well in the playoffs. It's the playoffs. It's a rookie. Rookies are bad. But this is one of my other big summer league rules. Like, they're again, these are the things that I care about in summer league. It's context matters. You're not playing your role, so keep that in mind. It's you don't find out who can play, you find out who can play. My third summer league rule is this: second-year players who have been in the NBA, need to look like they played in the NBA. They need to look like they're the best guys on the floor. They need to look like they know what they're doing. A lot of Magic fans were curious why Jet Howard did not play in Summer League for his third year. And I have to remind you what RJ Hampton looked like when he played his third year in Summer League. Now, I dismissed a lot of it and said, like, look, he's playing point guard. They're experimenting with him there. He struggled with it. It's not good. But he really struggled. And that was a guy who'd been in the NBA for 2 years already. You want your second-year players to look very quickly like they don't need to be here. Like, go watch what Bryce Sensabaugh did with the Utah Jazz at the Salt Lake City tournament. He looked like he didn't need to be there. Like, we were like, I literally like watched it for 5 minutes. I'm like, why is Bryce Sensabaugh here? Like, we know what he can do. Tristan da Silva has stuff to work on. He needs to be here. He needs to do this. He needs to go through this. But I'd like to know by Saturday's game that, oh, no, you're good. You don't need to be here anymore. Go home. Like, you're good. You're solid. Like, that's something that is important too. And again, it's not even necessarily that they don't have to play anymore. It's that they have to look like they are in complete control and they know exactly what they're doing and exactly what they're trying to work on and what their team needs them to do in those moments. They need to look like they've done this before, not that they look like rookies. Jase Richardson is going to make mistakes. Noah Penda is going to make mistakes. They're going to have rough moments. Paolo had rough moments in his amazing 2 summer league games. Franz Wagner really struggled in summer league, and everyone was freaking out about it, and everyone, and then like scouts were like, no, he'll be fine for the regular season. He looked good. Tristan da Silva needs to look like he knows what he's doing, and he is probably the most important guy the Magic are watching at this summer league. I want to thank you all again for listening to today's episode of Locked On Magic. You, of course, find me on Twitter at @PhilipRR_OMD and on Blue Sky at PhilipRR. You can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Himalaya, Google Play, Spotify, Odyssey, and all the fun places you download podcasts to your podcast-enabled listen. I'll just search for Locked On Magic. For the latest on the Orlando Magic, be sure to check out OrlandoMagicDaily.com. You can find us there on Twitter at OMagicDaily. And for even more Orlando Magic content, be sure to check out my Patreon page, the Orlando Magic Hub, at patreon.com/Orlando Magic Hub. As always, thank you for your support. Now that you're done listening to me, be sure to go check out Locked On NBA, because there is no offseason. Doug, Matt, and Hayes keep you up to date on contract negotiations, rumors, and everything you need to be the most informed NBA fan. Find Locked On NBA on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. It's all part of Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, your day. That's going to do it for me today, though. I want to thank you all again for listening to today's episode of Locked On Magic. We will be back tomorrow to talk about the Magic's first Summer League game, our big takeaways, what we learned from the game, what we need to see in Saturday's game, and so much more. We will see you all later tonight, probably Friday morning. But until then, have a great day. For Orlando Magic Daily and Locked On Magic, this has been Philip Rossman-Reich. We'll see you all again next time for another episode of Locked On Magic.